10 animals scarier than dinosaurs. Alright, this should be fun. This is my first time reviewing, reacting to crappy paleontology videos, so, don't judge too harshly. Let's go.
No one today can really get a full idea of what it was like to live surrounded by dinosaurs.
Excuse me, I own dinosaurs. And some people in the Middle East or North Africa, they ride dinosaurs. Pretty much everyone sees dinosaurs if they walk outside. So, pretty much everyone knows what it is like to live in a world surrounded by dinosaurs.
Well, today we know that some animals like killer whales, alligators, lions, and other big predators can be threatening to us humans. None of them can compare to the danger that dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals represented.
Yeah, I guess so.
Today we're going to be looking at 10 animals that were scarier than dinosaurs.
The whole concept of these videos is just so stupid to me. Animals are not meant to be scary monsters. Especially including dinosaurs. Like, some of them can be scary to us humans, but, like, 10 animals scarier than dinosaurs, that's just, I don't know, it just sounds so stupid to me.
However, you'll realize that dinosaurs were harmless and perhaps even friendly compared to the beasts I'm going to show you today.
And we're seeing Godzilla, King Kong, and all that stuff that's completely fictional.
I'll also talk about some of the movies that fed us ideas of what these animals were like, and I'll compare those ideas to actual facts that will make you understand how real-life creatures were in fact a bit scarier than what we see on the screen.
No, they were not. Maybe some creatures, like the Dilophosaurus and some modern predators, are scarier than they're portrayed in movies, but T-Rex, real-life T-Rex, is not scarier than Jurassic Park T-Rex.
Let's be honest here, some of these creatures belong in a game like Monster Hunter with how terrifying they can be. Stay tuned and
I've never played Monster Hunter, but I disagree with this. This is certainly going to be a crappy paleontology video. I can already tell from the Godzilla and King Kong clips. But, well, we'll see.
Number 1, to find out about an animal that you'll be thankful to know it's gone extinct. Number 10. Arthropleura.
This is not scarier than dinosaurs. Maybe it's a little creepy to some people, but it is not scarier than something like T-Rex or Argentinosaurus.
I'm going to start with an animal that was not as big as a dinosaur. In fact, it wasn't even...
What do you mean, a dinosaur? This is way bigger than, like, Compsognathus, or Microraptor, or the Cuban bee hummingbird. This is way bigger than some dinosaurs. Like, is this just 10 animals scarier than T-Rex? Like, if that was the case, then you should specify that in the video title.
A carnivore, but I'm sure you'd be quite scared and probably a bit grossed out if you were to encounter it today. And I'm pretty sure you'd rather see a dinosaur instead of this animal.
Nope, I'd rather see any animal because I love pretty much all animals.
The Arthropleura was a millipede that could reach lengths of up to 2.5 meters, which means...
Yeah, that's about right.
Means if it were to stand on the lower end of its 1,000 feet, it would be higher than a Christmas tree.
Which it probably couldn't do because it couldn't, just the back tiny part of its body could not support all its weight. It could probably rear up, but not that much.
The Arthropleura is known to be the largest invertebrate of all time. With such an
Nope. Jacalopterus and Pterygotus, no, not Pterygotus, Acutiramus, sea scorpions like those are the biggest arthropods of all time.
I doubt any predators would want to mess with it. Number 9. Dunkleosteus. Ugh, even the name sounds scary already. If you're wondering what this animal looked like, let me start out by pointing that Dunkleosteus was indeed a fish. That may not sound scary, but of course we're not talking about a cute tropical fish or even a shark like the one from Jaws. In fact, this thing actually ate sharks like Jaws.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think it ate sharks. It probably ate spine sharks, like the Stithocanthus ironing board shark, but those are not technically sharks. Like, this is completely a clickbait video. Like, if you look at the thumbnail for this video, it's just like, what? This is why I just really hate videos like these. I was expecting this to be one of the least bad ones, but it seems to be a terrible one, just like most of the other ones.
Prehistoric fish was 33 feet long, which means
that is one of the higher estimates, and it's a little outdated. Newer estimates from 2023 put it at about like 11 to 13 feet. Probably more of a compact, like short, stubby fish than like a long shark-like fish.
It was almost twice as long as the height of a giraffe from its head to its feet. However, what makes this animal threatening is not only its size, but also its sharp teeth.
Not teeth. They are bony extensions of the jaw used for shearing through armor and bone. They're not teeth.
And also,
but yes, I do agree that it makes it look very scary.
They're technically not teeth. They're sharp bone in its jaw that...
Then why did you call them teeth?
Kept growing continuously up until a point where the edges would become so sharp they rubbed together against each other. These were useful tools to pierce and chew on their prey. This fish was as heavy as a hippopotamus and could easily snatch its prey in less than a second. Number 8. Jachelopterus.
That is a Megalograptus from Chased by Sea Monsters. Jachelopterus would have had pincers, like actual pincers like a modern scorpion, not these spiny appendages like on Megalograptus.
The Jachelopterus was an aquatic arthropod. The best way to explain it is by pointing out that some people call it a giant sea scorpion, and already that's horrifying enough.
It's not a scorpion. They're closer to horseshoe crabs, I believe. They're part of a group called the Eurypterids, which are nicknamed sea scorpions, but they're not scorpions.
I mean, can you picture that?
And this is a Brontoscorpio, and not a Jachelopterus.
Scorpions are scary already. I don't want to imagine what it would be like to come face to face with a giant one in the middle of the ocean. It's an experience that would definitely keep me away from the waters for good. The name Jachelopterus comes from Otto Jackel, a German paleontologist who was the first one to describe the species. Although its maximum size has not been confirmed, some experts believe the largest Jachelopterus could have reached a length of up to 2.5 meters, making it
possibly even longer than that. But this is not much larger, but larger than Arthroplera, which means Arthroplera is not the largest arthropod. The Jachelopterus is. Or maybe a Kudiramus.
Taller than humans if it were to stand. This animal is believed...
And you have not shown a single actual Jachelopterus. You've shown Megalograptus and Brontoscorpio, which are not Jachelopterus.
...to have lived in fresh water, making it a threat to other arthropods and smaller fish. Our animals didn't stand a chance against this huge creature. Number 7. Helicoprion. And here's another fish on our list, or maybe not. One of the craziest facts about the Helicoprion is that no one has been able to properly classify it and associate it to the animal groups we have today.
No, it's a cartilaginous fish. It's closely related to a shark. It's not like Thule monster, which we have no idea what that is, but yeah.
We can say it's a fish because it lived in the water, but paleontologists didn't have enough information to categorize it. Its teeth worked like a circular blade. Without any proper teeth in the upper jaw, this creature would gum and bite at you at the same time. That's pretty gross and scary. The lower teeth were sharp, so it's safe to assume that the Helicoprion was a carnivore. What scientists can't figure out yet is whether it fed on small or big...
Did it even really have teeth? I think all it had was like that buzz saw-shaped device in its mouth for shearing through prey. It didn't even really have teeth.
big animals. They can only speculate as they still haven't found any remains of a skull to properly figure out what its diet was. One thing is for sure, though, that odd-looking jaw is more than enough to scare us all if we were to encounter it in the ocean today.
Yeah, I'd say Helicoprion is scarier than the average theropod. Like with how dangerous and size. I think much smarter than scarier than dinosaurs. I think you should say more dangerous than dinosaurs. That would make much more sense and sound less like clickbait garbage.
Number 6. Liopleurodon. Number 6.
What was that? Liopleurodon. Can't you even spell these creatures correctly?
Pleurodon. Plesiosaurs and dinosaurs are two different groups of animals.
At least he knows that.
Since they both disappeared around the same time, a lot of people think of them as part of the same family, but they're not. And guess what? The plesiosaur I have for you today is definitely one you want to avoid at all costs. The Liopleurodon, or the...
Yeah, it's technically a plesiosaur, but it's also a pliosaur. Pliosaurs are a subgroup of the plesiosaurs.
Liopleurodon. Its name comes from the Greek, and it means a smooth-sided tooth. This beast was as heavy as your car and at least half as long as a bowling lane. A quarter of its body was made out of its skull, filled with plenty of razor-sharp teeth. Its fossils also suggest that the monster was a great swimmer, being able to move at high speeds and reach its prey. It's also believed that Liopleurodon was able to use its nostrils to scan the water and identify where certain smells were coming from. I'd definitely stay out of the water if this animal was still alive.
Yep, I'd actually say that Liopleurodon would probably be more dangerous than most dinosaurs. Like, really, any water creature would be much more dangerous to us humans than a land creature would be.
Number 5. Sarcosuchus. Have you ever been on trips down the swamp wondering when a crocodile will pop out for food? It's definitely...
Nope, I've never been to the swamp, not that I remember.
...cross my mind when I'm around muddy areas, and I know for sure I don't want to come across any of these animals. Back in prehistoric times, there was such an animal.
I actually probably would want to come across these animals because they're cool.
Very similar, but more threatening than the crocs we know of today. The Sarcosuchus.
That is not a Sarcosuchus. That is some sort of crocodilian from Planet Dinosaur. I think maybe it's Stomatosuchus. I don't know for sure.
Some people call it the super croc, and for a good reason. It was a very distant relative of crocodiles, but very different in size. The Sarcosuchus was about twice the size of the largest crocodiles we know of today.
Almost twice the size.
This beast was so huge that it could easily take on any dinosaur that wanted to mess around.
Nope, it could not. It could not easily take on an adult Argentinosaurus. Or Paralotitan.
It almost seems like there was almost nothing that its 1.8 meter long skull couldn't take. Are you afraid of crocodiles? Well, imagine getting close to the super croc. Number 4. Mosasaurus.
Mosasaurus? How can you pronounce it like that? Mosasaurus would please just say Mosasaurus so you don't sound like an absolute idiot.
If you watch Jurassic World, you're probably familiar with the mosasaur. It's that one monster that jumps out of the water like a killer whale would do at SeaWorld and eat a great white shark. Now again, I have to mention the mosasaur were not aquatic dinosaurs. They were a totally different species.
They were actual lizards. Mosasaurs are technically lizards, unlike dinosaurs. At least this person knows the difference between marine reptiles and dinosaurs. That makes up for all the other garbage facts, quote, he's spewing.
The most threatening aspect of a mosasaur is the size. They could reach a size of up to 17 feet long, which is equivalent to 3 times the size of...
Mosasaurus hoffmanni could probably be even bigger than that, maybe up to 40 feet, possibly. But yeah, with a good average size.
Your fridge. So, yes, the mosasaur in Jurassic World was heavily exaggerated. That thing was bigger than a megalodon, I think.
Wow, at least This person does have a few good facts. I can compliment him that, but that's good.
Although their vision and their smell were not as developed as other creatures at the time, they were still...
What? How do you know? How was it its vision and sense of smell were probably good enough.
Considered dangerous. They had fins that allowed them to easily move through the water and prey on whatever they set their poor eyes on. The first fossils of a mosasaur were found in the Netherlands in 1764, and the most recent were also found in the Netherlands in 2015, by a 14-year-old paleontologist and his father. The fossil was named Lars after the name of its finder. Wouldn't it be cool to find a prehistoric fossil in your backyard?
Yep, but that would be impossible for most people, because their backyards probably do not have the kind of rocks where fossils are found.
Probably not, because then science would have to excavate your house, maybe. Number 3. Megalodon.
Now this, I can give him that. Megalodon's much more dangerous than most dinosaurs, and probably also looks scarier than most dinosaurs.
Yes, probably the most popular creature on this list, and the one that Hollywood has really exploited the crud out of. I'm sure you already heard about the Megalodon by now, thanks to the adventures
I've already heard of all of these creatures
of the film industry, but now it's time to separate truth from fiction and find out some interesting and perhaps scary facts about this monster. The Megalodon is the largest shark ever known. Like other creatures on this list, its name also comes from the Greek and meaning is big tooth. That alone can help you start picturing the magnitude of the jaws of this kind of shark. Today, the largest shark alive is the white shark, which can grow as long as...
That is not the largest shark. The basking shark and the whale shark are way bigger than the great white shark.
20 feet and weigh as much as 7,000 pounds. But the Megalodon was 3 times that size and could reach at least 15 times that weight. It was unbelievably long and heavy.
Ah, yes, the Meg.
The lifetime of the Megalodon indicates that it possibly interacted with some of the animals we know today, such as some porpoises, turtles, and even whales.
Yep.
It must have been scary for these kinds of animals to come face to face with this massive predator. Now it's time for the day's best pick. I've been talking a lot about prehistoric creatures, and I have...
Ah, yes, this is when he tells us to subscribe for 10 years of amazing luck.
mentioned some of the films that give us an idea of what it would be like to run into them. All of this has made me think about what would happen if I were to be stranded in the middle of the ocean and come face to face with one of these monsters. Would I stand a chance? Would you stand a chance? The answer, no. One of the animals I chose to end this list has really got me thinking about this stuff. It's a sea monster that was discovered...
This was the thumbnail, and it is completely clickbait, like, really?
about 6 years ago. Before I present it to you, there's another creature that was scary, but this one lived out of the water, in the skies. Number 2. Quetzalcoatlus.
Quetzalcoatlus.
With a name that sounds like an ass...
It's Quetzalcoatlus. Oh, man. I can't even remember how to pronounce it now. That terrible pronunciation just skewed my brain.
Aztec deity, which in fact is the source of its name, the Quetzalcoatlus was a flying creature. If you're a huge fan of Jurassic Park and other films about prehistoric creatures, you probably know about the pterosaurs. And once again, the pterosaurs are not dinosaurs.
Yup, yeah, well, at least you got that right. But, yeah, I actually do think, like, big-ass dark pterosaurs like Quetzalcoatlus, Aramborgiania, and Hatzegopteryx, yeah, they probably are much scarier than like even a T-Rex, because they can actually fly after you, and like even though they're much smaller in weight than a T-Rex, they're like as tall as a giraffe. Like they'd be just as dangerous of a predator.
Please don't get them mixed up. That makes them mad. The word pterosaurus literally translates to flying lizard, and that is the family from which the Quetzalcoatlus came from.
No, it means winged lizard.
So now you're probably wondering, what made this flying lizard so scary compared to the other
And it's not a lizard.
creatures ever? Well, when it spread its wings, it's possible that the animal reached a length of 35 feet. That's about...
Yeah, that's probably good. Some of them may have reached 40 feet, but 35 feet, I can compliment you on putting that conservative estimate. Yeah, 35 feet's good length.
the same height as a telephone pole. Some earlier studies actually claimed that its length could be as wide as 60 feet, and that's insane to say the least.
But 60 feet, I highly doubt that that the pterosaurs, the Asdarca pterosaurs, ever reached 60 feet in wingspan, unless it was like a very rare occasion.
It was also quite heavy. Although scientists haven't been able to determine a precise number, they believe it could weigh somewhere between 450 to 500 pounds.
Yeah, that's not quite heavy. It looks like it's much heavier than that, but it actually is much lighter than it looks. It's about the weight of a bear, which is absurd for looking at how tall is a giraffe. But yeah, they're really extraordinary animals.
That's almost as heavy as a regular pig. Imagine a huge lizard flying in circles around you like that.
Not a lizard.
Now, just imagine lots of them. The prehistoric times sound like a nightmare to me.
Not to me. I'd love to be in prehistoric times because the creatures that lived there are awesome.
Their limbs and bone structure suggest that they spent a lot of time on land, though. While all this info sounds scary, it seems like the Quetzalcoatlus was not a real threat to humans. Studies claim that their diet consisted of small animals living on land and near small streams.
No, yeah, you're right, they do hunt on the ground mainly, but I do think that the largest Asdarchids probably could eat a human.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete.
Yeah, it's a 5-second challenge. That's totally worth it. Subscribe to the channel for 100 million years of amazing luck.
If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it. It really works.
Nope, it does not.
Number 1. The Laterarchian.
Salatoarchian is overused. Like, I've seen a few other videos like these, and Salatoarchian is at the top of their list. Like, what about Salatoarchian? Like, Salatoarchian would be no more dangerous than, like, a large whale. They eat fish and mollusks.
The idea that the Laterarchian is...
And that is Predator X, Pliosaurus funky. It is not a Salatoarchian.
crazy because this creature was just recently discovered, back in 2010. That's the most recent discovery in terms of prehistoric animals, which makes me think about what other fossils might be out there that we haven't discovered yet. Like most animals on this list, the Laterarchian used to live in the water. Just like how pterosaurs were known as flying lizards, the ichthyosaurs were known as the swimming lizards.
But they're not lizards.
Body as large as 28 feet in length and a thin but threatening set of teeth, this beast could easily eat any animal of the same size.
No, it cannot. Their thin, conical teeth are used for eating mollusks, like cephalopods, and fish. They would not eat an animal of the same size. Probably.
Its eating style is comparable to that of modern-day orcas.
No, it is not. It's comparable to that of maybe a whale shark.
While most ichthyosaurs were found in Europe, the Laterarchian was found in Nevada, USA back in 2010, and formally introduced to the world in 2013. This discovery is currently leading the way in modern studies of marine animals that are able to eat other animals of a similar size. And there you have it, 10 animals that were scarier than dinosaurs.
Yes, the nasty-looking T-Rex from Dinotasia, or Dinosaur Revolution. This T-Rex looks good just like if it was in Jurassic Park or Primeval, but in a documentary, it looks nasty. Like, it looks like its head is a skull or something. But, yeah, maybe that's just me.
Which creature was the scariest for you? Do you think there are other creatures out there?
Megalodon would be the most scary, probably. You should have put Leviathan on the list, the giant macroraptorial sperm whale. Leviathan probably would be one of the most scary or dangerous animals ever, because it's bigger than little bigger than Megalodon, and it's a macro carnivore, which means it would certainly hunt large animals.
There that we haven't discovered yet? Let us know in the comment section down below. Have a good day, everybody.
Yes, have a good day. So yeah, this video, it had some really good facts, like he acknowledged that the pterosaurs and marine reptiles are not dinosaurs, which is correct. But then he, like, mispronounces names, and like, the whole concept of the video is just garbage. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more content relating to this. See you next time.